Welcome back to Futureland, your friendly and most reliable source of tech news, the latest gadgets, and anything related to the tech world. Today, we present to you the new hydrogen breakthrough that is shocking the industry. How does it work? Why is it so important? Well, sit down and enjoy while we answer all your questions about it. Using only renewable energy, hydrogen is produced. Green Hydrogen International, or GHI, a new energy company with a base in South Texas, intends to create a new project which intends to provide SpaceX, the spacecraft company owned by billionaire Elon Musk, with renewable hydrogen for its methane-fueled space vehicles. This means that soon enough, fuel for this century may come from hydrogen. The fact that water, which is thought to be the most prevalent element on Earth, also contains fuel is a fascinating chemical situation. Hydrogen, or the H in water chemical substances, is actually a very versatile element with the added bonus of being able to be created without producing greenhouse gases. It is a feasible fuel source because of how easily it burns its fuel supply. Similar to how it can be used to generate power without combustion, it can also be put into a fuel cell and used in an electrochemical process. In contrast to other elements, it is surprisingly effective, but storing it and subsequently converting it back into usable fuel is an expensive process that requires a lot of energy. The effort and resources we invested in making it has never been fully compensated. It's just one of those inventions that constantly looks like it is only one step away from a major advancement. It needs to be taken apart from something else, like water or fossil fuels. For example, gray hydrogen, which is mainly produced by immensely separating hydrogen from natural gas. It is extensively used in the oil refining industry. The procedure, however, produces more greenhouse emissions than using diesel. There aren't many environmentally friendly ways to do it. In actuality, less than 5% of the hydrogen produced today is pollution-free. And producing that type of hydrogen costs $5 per kilo. Additionally, it is significantly more expensive than common fuels like diesel. But professionals like Evan Johnson, the chief technology officer of the firm he established, High-Tech Power, feel that they can overcome this. He sees the technologies as a way to immediately reduce emissions while expanding and lowering prices sufficiently to enable more significant improvements to the fuel cell system. The cutting-edge electrolyzer can produce hydrogen up to 4 times more quickly than previous technologies, while utilizing just approximately a third of the electric current flow. That represents a gradual cost reduction. High-Tech Power, situated in Redmond, Washington, intends to introduce 3 original solutions over the course of the following year or 2. Internal Combustion Assistance, or ICA, is the first one. Internal combustion engines can be upgraded in this way, significantly improve their fuel efficiency, and lower the pollution levels they produce. Utilizing hydrogen to remove present diesel engines is a 9-month return on investment, increasing their fuel economy by a third and eliminating well over 50% of their air pollutants. High-Tech is developing a solution that will enable any internal combustion car to run on 100% hydrogen, aiming to make an emission-free zero-emission engine in an effort to take advantage of this large market. In other words, it will make any engine that has previously run on common car fuels like gasoline and diesel into one that is entirely powered by hydrogen. This essentially implies that the price of a zero-emissions car could become significantly less expensive than the cost of an entirely new electric or hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. A stationary energy storage solution with the potential to transform and restructure the energy systems has also caught Johnson's interest. It is designed to compete with and probably exceed big batteries like the Tesla Powerwall. The basis behind hydrogen energy storage is that one day, when the amount of energy generated by solar and wind energy will vastly outweigh the demand, making the extra energy extremely affordable. We'll even be thinking of ways and strategies to avoid wasting. The energy sector is eventually collaborating with ventures that appeal to the larger picture. However, the road from the concept to global success is difficult and costly. Johnson isn't the sole researcher to make progress. The University of Texas at Austin has also done so, mainly in a low-cost method for successfully separating hydrogen molecules from water by using sunlight. The secret to this innovation was developing a low-cost, high-volume manufacturing process for creating electrically conductive channels out of a thick layer of silicon dioxide. In order to speed up the process of separating water into hydrogen and oxygen, these can subsequently be easily replaced with nickel or other elements. The system uses sunlight to oxidize water, releasing molecules of oxygen, while simultaneously generating hydrogen at a separate electrode. They are also incredibly stable while operating for extended durations. The cherry on top of this is that since the process required to make them are widespread in the production of semiconductor circuits, these goods should be simple to mass produce. There are now only two ways to make hydrogen more tightly regulated. One solution would be to use energy from the sun, wind, nuclear fusion, or burning fossil fuels to create hydrogen, which could then be used to transform water into hydrogen and oxygen. If it is also possible to store the carbon dioxide produced throughout the process in order to prevent its escape into the atmosphere. The use of carbon capture might significantly reduce emissions, even though it may never be economically practical to absorb all of the carbon released. As we await further growing numbers of industrial businesses to modernize their technology, we will need a way to store the energy in the case that the current renewable energy sources are not producing enough to meet our demands. Batteries can certainly provide hourly storage, but we will also need daily, monthly, or even annual storage to protect against future changes in solar and wind. Simply said, it would be convenient if we would be able to store a significant amount of backup energy as a steady fuel. The lack of hydrogen in our renewable energy plants is a significant setback. Currently, there are about 200 wide efforts working to produce or distribute hydrogen. Overall, these initiatives represent investments worth approximately $80 billion. Two of the biggest truck names in the industry, Daimler and Volvo, intend to start mass-producing long-distance e-vehicles that will run on liquid fuels that turn hydrogen into energy. Water is the only substance that these vehicles will discharge. Therefore, using hydrogen as a fuel is already possible. However, one of the challenges facing entrepreneurs is finding sufficient quantities of the proper type of hydrogen at a cost that consumers can and are likely to pay. In a lot of aspects, accessible hydrogen is the missing component of an environmentally friendly energy system. As the entire globe becomes more concerned about reducing emissions, hydrogen might very well slowly but surely have its turn in the spotlight. If you like this video, don't forget to leave your comments about what you think about it. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever we have a new upload. Again, this is Futureland. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.